Hi, my beautiful artists. I hope you all are having a beautiful day. May it continue to be as beautiful as you are. Honestly, in this journey, there's going to be times where you are going to feel like what you're doing is not perfect. Like you yourself are doing anything and everything to make sure this looks perfect for you, or for you maybe. Honestly, I'm going to be completely real with you. As a perfectionist myself, it's impossible. I know that I usually say everything is possible. However, there's beauty in everything and how it turns out, even when you don't plan it to be a certain way, even when you have a vision, you have written everything down step by step, and you think it's going to happen that way. And unfortunately, it doesn't happen that way. Life is hilarious, life is funny. As much as we like to plan every tiny little detail, and I mean every detail, it doesn't always happen that way. And that's the beauty about learning to be perfectly imperfect. Again, coming from a perfectionist who had a vision, a plan, and nothing turned out the way I had intended it to be. It's okay. It's okay. It's beautiful. It's messy. It's all over the place. And honestly, I couldn't have asked for it to be another way. Without it, I wouldn't have learned to be patient, to understand that, everything happens for a reason. And just like a tree blooms, no tree is the same. No tree is completely straight. The wind pushes it back and forth. That tree ends up bending and twisting and all these other things, But at the end of the day, it's still a tree. At the end of the day, it still has roots. It still has deep roots. So, with that being said, yes, we love the idea of being perfect or trying to be perfect at what we do and all that we do. However, I want you to not take that away from you. I don't want you to take for granted the little bit or the lot of bit that you have put into this, because you have been putting in the work. You are currently putting in the work. So don't dismiss that, even if it doesn't look perfect, even if it doesn't look the way you wanted it to look, even if the finest details don't come together the way you wanted it to be. And honestly, it's for the better. It's for the better, because if everything was perfect, if everything was down to the nitty gritty T, you would honestly not appreciate it. You wouldn't appreciate it as much as you do when it's perfectly imperfect. Because what looks imperfect is actually perfect enough, especially in the eyes of the universe. Because with it, you're learning, you're growing, you're glowing. So, with that being said, take those perfectly imperfect moments and enjoy them. Enjoy every single one of them. Enjoy the process of it. And just know that no matter how perfect you want it to be, it's always going to be perfectly imperfect. And you have to be okay with that. You have to love that. So, yes, my beautiful artists, you don't have to be perfect at everything. Let the illusion of perfectionism go, because we're not perfect. We're human beings, yes, but we're not perfect. We all have flaws. Everything around us has flaws, Nothing around us is 100% perfect. Even when they try to sell us like it is, it's not. No two things are made the same. And just like an object, honestly, an object can be replicated. However, it can always have one or two little defects or flaws in it. So why should we be upset with ourselves when we are creating the best thing there is for us? It's a beautiful moment. It's a beautiful moment to realize that yes, we can be perfectly imperfect, and our art can be perfectly imperfect with us, and people are and places and things are going to love you just as much with and without that. That's one thing that makes us all unique, being perfectly imperfect. It makes us who we are. It makes your art your art, all right? My beautiful artists, keep having a beautiful, phenomenal day like you are. And I'll see you guys next time. I love you guys. Bye.